Joining me as the country's top foreign affairs writer, Greg Sheridan, the Australian newspaper. Greg, Iran only fired relatively few of its massive amounts of armaments. Hezbollah on the Lebanese border could have fired 100,000 rockets and overwhelmed the Israeli defence. None of that happened. Was this a real war or just for show?
So it's a bit of a mixture, Andrew, very complex. So I think it wanted to hit some Israeli targets. I think they fired more than 100 ballistic missiles. A couple of those got through. Yeah, a couple of those got through and hit an Israeli airbase, but luckily didn't do any damage. I think the Iranians are deeply embarrassed at how incompetent their strike was. They certainly calibrated this strike. As you say, they gave everyone notice. They expected that most of the missiles would be stopped. But I'm sure they thought that some more would get through than did get through. I think they needed to show their militia groups that they themselves, the Iranians, was prepared to put some skin in the game. Also, their US deterrence of them failed. Their deterrence of the US worked. So they attacked Israel, whether, with full venomous intent or not. And Biden's reaction is to tell Israel, don't respond. Don't respond.
He said, you've got to win, bank it.
Yeah. Biden told Iran not to attack Israel, and they attacked. So Iranian deterrence worked, American deterrence didn't work.
Very good point.
So there are some pluses and some minuses. I think Israel will strike back against Iran in due course, but they're going to let Iran stew in the technical failures that it racked up for a while. They're going to let everybody in the region look at that. A new demonstration.
Right, I'm very much struck by this. If you were right, and it wasn't just a Potemkin attack, it was for real, or semi-real, like I said, warnings and all that kind of thing, but that might explain for a start why Iranian television ran footage allegedly said, look what we've done, fire in the sky, things burning. It was actually a Chilean thing from Chile.
Right.
Footage that they'd pinched. What they've actually announced is how helpless they are and how good Israel's defences are.
Absolutely. So it's still very unclear, because if they ever decide to make the full strategic strike, they'll send a lot more missiles all at once, and they'll get Hezbollah, the Houthis, the militias in Syria and Iraq to fire all at once too. But I think what you're seeing, so the Saudis and the Jordanians both actively helped Israel. So what you're seeing, the Middle East has a natural system of two alliances, the Sunni Gulf states minus Qatar, plus Israel, plus the United States, against Iran's Shiite circle of terror, which also embraces some Sunnis like Hamas. And what has stopped that from functioning well for Israel and the West is this dopey, idiotic policy that the Biden administration inherited from Barack Obama of trying to woo Iran into cooperation. So Donald Trump, and I'm not shy of criticising Donald Trump had a much more intelligent and effective policy. Isolate and contain Iran and reassure the Gulf Arabs. America only has to do that. It wouldn't cost it $1 more than it's spending now, and it's got everything it wants in the Middle East.